Hey everyone, I'm Bill.
And I'm Bogna.
And we're with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to one of the most diverse collections of motorcycles currently on YouTube. Today we have all of the motorcycles. Almost all of the motorcycles. We are missing 2 motorcycles currently, but we'll talk about that later in the video. But we have 11 of our motorcycles out of the garage, finally, for a complete walk around collection video for you guys. We're gonna talk about in this video a little bit about why we have such a diverse collection of motorcycles, what our plans are for these motorcycles, and what the future for Cali Moto TV's YouTube channel is going to be. So without further ado, let's start this walk around, maybe get you guys a few cold starts.
Ooh, yeah.
And talk about everything we have here in the collection in the driveway today. All right, guys, well, we're gonna start with the 2 biggest elephants in the room, the newest to the collection. You guys have just seen the delivery video on the 2020 Road Glide Special that we just took delivery of. Now, this bike we got for one particular reason and one particular reason only. This is gonna be our highway tour. We were looking for a bike that we wanted to be able to go up to Reno on, have a nice, comfortable ride. We'll talk about the Tiger, but the Tiger's really not a big freeway comfort ride. The Road Glide, this thing is exactly that. It's just a beautiful Road Glide. So we've got some things in store for this. We've got exhaust already. Right now, outside of a few accessories that were put on by the dealer, it is completely stock. And welcome the newest motorcycle to the collection. Our next one is going to be the 2018 Triumph Tiger 1200. This bike, I won't get too much into because it is currently leaving the collection. This one is up for sale. This is our 2018 Triumph Tiger, and we are actually getting rid of this bike because we already have on order a 2021 Ducati Multistrada V4 is on order currently. But we absolutely love this bike. As you guys have seen in the past, this is my most favorite adventure road bike out there for the twisties. Again, the Road Glide is really highway motorcycle. This thing, 2 up for me and Bogna, it has just been a dream. We absolutely love it. But like I said, when I heard the V4 Multistrada is coming out, we'll talk about the V4 over on the other side, but I just said, you know what? I really, really want to go with that. So the Tiger, although nothing wrong, beautiful bike, is up for sale. If you guys are interested, hit me up. But the Triumph Tiger 1200. The next to newest motorcycle in the collection is the 2020 Yamaha MT03. This is our current new build. Not very much done on this bike. We have some exhaust done on the bike. We'll get you a little cold start. That's the Aero exhaust on it, but we are just starting on this build, so if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you watch the MT03 build. This really has just been a great, first of all, getting into 300s. We're going to talk about what got us into 300s right behind me in a second, but the 300s are just such a fun, manageable bike. It's good to get up there on the tight twisties and rip. So that was the whole reason why I bought the MT03. You look at my size, 6'2", 230 pounds, and you think, why did I buy this thing? I've already had it up at Berryessa, and I had a complete blast on that thing, wide open throttle pretty much the whole time. So absolute blast. So the MT03, welcome to the collection. This is our current build, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Now, this has changed me and Bogna's whole take on 300s. This is Bogna's full race bike. This is the the 2015 Yamaha R3 complete track bike. Me and Bogna. This is our first build together, which we started in the little garage. We've now moved to the larger garage because, well, we have a motorcycle problem. But this bike was Bogna's Valentine's Day present 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now. And we built this bike for the V1 in the back of our coach, the big beast. And we let our racer, our youth racer that we were sponsoring, Jack Roach, take this thing out on Chuckwalla, freshly built, and he proceeded to yard sale it 3 sessions in. So we got to build it again. I got to do a little bit more, but this is the final version that we got. This is the 2015 R3. Now, this bike sat for 7 months and didn't start, and it starts right up. I mean, we have almost everything done to it. Two Bros exhaust, Mark with Two Bros, thank you so much. The paint job, Eddie with Shred Dog, the one and only. He has touched so many of our bikes, and Eddie, thank you so much. But we have everything. We've done almost everything to this bike except crap the engine case to it. We have brakes, throttles, we have ECUs, levers, rear sets. We've just really put this bike together, and Bogna absolutely loves this. This is the very first 300 that I ever rode. This is what made me buy that. It's such a fun bike. It's an absolutely fun bike. So the 2015 Yamaha R3, this is our track bike, and it's staying in the collection. Now, let's talk about what's missing here. We also have a 2015 Kawasaki 300, which I've also custom built, and this was Jack Roach's B bike this year for, actually it was last year, for CBMA, and it is currently down at Chuckwalla. We are going to be picking it up in a couple weeks, so it'll be finally back, and then I'll have my 300 track bike. Bogna will have her 300 track bike, but we have a fully built Kawasaki, 2015 Kawasaki 300, and so it is missing from the collection, but we'll have it back soon, so stay tuned, because hopefully we'll be able to get both 300s out on track and get you guys some track content on some 300s. Now, this beautiful bike, oh, this thing. This is somewhat of a dream bike for me. This is a 2010 BMW HP2 Sport. This bike I saw in the dealership in 2010 when I very first bought my 2010 BMW S1000. Now, these bikes when they were new are upwards of $30,000. It was a bike that I just couldn't afford, but it was a bike that you just drooled about. And a little backstory of why I bought this and when I bought this. Boss Exhaust, which we'll talk about Boss over here, posted a video of one of these on their Instagram, and one thing led to another. There's such a bad influence. I went on and found this beautiful bike at, of all places, San Diego BMW, and called them up and said, hey, I got a bike they're interested in, and flew down there 2 days later, bought the bike, and I've only been on it a handful of times, but just such a different bike. I feel like this bike is so far advanced for what it was in 2010, but this thing is almost completely stock. There's not much that we have done or will do to this bike. This bike is to stay an ultra rare, but let's get you a quick little full start. This bike was designed basically to come straight off the track, completely carbon fiber frames. The fairing stays, the reason why there's no metal holding these. Complete carbon fiber rear seats, carbon fiber heads. Just, this is basically the most horsepower bike that boxer bike that air-cooled boxer bike that BMW has put out to date, and I just love this bike. Riding this bike, it's just an amazing experience to be able to be on this bike. So the 2010 BMW HP2 Sport. Now, this also started with seeing this bike about a year and a half ago. This bike was one of the very first bikes that I wanted to test ride when we started the channel. I was lucky enough to be able to get in with Randy over at A&S Motorcycles over in Sacramento. Randy, thank you for so much for all the reviews that we were able to do with you. This was one of the first bikes that we did a review on, and I fell in love with it. And I left that review telling Bogna I would love to own this bike, and actually went back just a few months later. It was still in the showroom, and Randy gave me the most incredible deal on it. And actually, I think we bought it July 3rd or something like that. And I took delivery of the 2018 BMW R9T Racer. Now, this is not any old racer that you guys are noticing. If you guys have seen R9T Racers, usually it comes with the red, white, and blue livery. This has been done in a BMW M8 competition, the color Dravic Gray, painted again by the one and only Eddie with Shred Dog. We've got some stuff from CRG put on this thing, all of the carbon fiber dip on it, Boss exhaust headers, Boss exhaust aero system. This bike I don't ride enough, and I think it might be leaving the collection. I don't know. I'm gonna have to be talked into this. I've talked about getting rid of this bike a couple times. I talked about it again today, but when I hear this thing, it is just something else. The crack of the exhaust, there's nothing in the collection that sounds like this thing. And starting this bike makes me want to keep it even longer because it's just such an amazing bike. The only problem is riding it is so painful. So the 2018 BMW R9T Racer, comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Should we keep the R9T Racer in the collection? I know I gotta ride it more, but it's just sitting right now. So let me know what we do with the R9T Racer. Next up, Bogna's BMW S1000R. Now this one comes from basically my 2015 BMW S1000RR. Bogna always loved my RR. I've always loved my RR. And when she wanted to make a jump from the Yamaha MT03, which is the reason why we have 3 Super Nakeds right here, right now, the MT03, which we sold last year, was the bike that made us get into these Hyper Nakeds. Bogna wanted to take a jump up into the next level. So the 2018 BMW S1000R was that next level for Bogna. And so we found this one at Eurocycles. We got an amazing deal from Zach over at Eurocycles Sonoma. Zach, thank you so much for everything you've done. The next 3 bikes are all by Zach. So we appreciate everything. But this one, unfortunately, is leaving the collection because I made one mistake. I bought Bogna the 2019 Aprilia Tuano factory for her birthday this year, and she has absolutely fallen in love with this. Now, the BMW S1000R, there's nothing wrong with this bike. This bike was a great step stool up into a leader bike and into a leader Hyper Naked. The problem is that this bike is just here. This bike is here. It's the next level, and Bogna, in her riding style, really wanted to get into the next level, and I just got the most crazy deal on this 2019 Aprilia Tuano factory. And so this is one of our current builds currently. If you guys follow the channel, we are going to be doing some work on this. I think Eddie's got some plans for this thing, so you guys will have to stay tuned for the 2019 Aprilia Tuano. But this was really the next step up. So Bogna's already outfitted this thing with carbon fiber wheels. We've already got a tune. We've got exhaust. This thing shoots flames. The only problem that we have with this is it doesn't really run most of the time. But we did get a new lithium battery in it, so it should fire right up. And I will tell you, this thing, out of the whole collection, at idle, definitely sounds the best. And my neighbors definitely hate me because of this bike and the next bike. But the 2019 Tuano factory, stay tuned because we've got so much in store for the Tuano factory. And yeah, this is a badass little bike. So why you guys are mostly all here, the 2020 Ducati Street Fighter V4S. This is my baby. This is, out of the whole collection, my favorite bike, personally. I built this thing from the ground up. I bought it brand new about 6 months ago, maybe 8 months ago. Again, from Eurocycle, Reno, Zach, Dax, thank you very much for this amazing deal. And I can't really tell you what I haven't done to this bike. Bogna always says when we talk about what I've done to the bike, she says you just need to start talking about what you haven't done to the bike. The paint job, all completely done by Eddie with Shred Dog. This is the livery from the 2018-2019 Ducati V4 Corsa, and I really wanted a V4 Corsa, and I contemplated buying it last winter, and I knew that this was coming out, so I waited for this. But when I got this, I said, you know what, I definitely want to paint this thing the livery of a Corsa, and Eddie's done an absolutely fine job with this. We've upgraded the brakes, complete from rotors to pads to masters, clutch masters, reservoirs, carbon everywhere, clear clutch covers, aero exhaust, up map. I mean, the list on this build is so extensive. I would say this thing is rolling, oh, don't forget the carbon wheels. I probably have $50,000 into this motorcycle, and I know you guys are saying that's a bit much to put into a motorcycle, but when you love something as much as I love this bike, worth every penny. And when you hear this thing out on the road, I absolutely love this bike. This is the 2020 Ducati Street Fighter V4S. Stay tuned. I'm going to try to figure out a few more things to do to this, but we've got tons of videos to do. I know that a lot of you followers have the V4S. Thank you guys so much for coming to the channel, but stay tuned because we're not done. So we've got a lot of things in store still for the V4S Street Fighter. These two beautiful bikes, the 2020 Ducati Panigale V4S and the 2021 Ducati V2 Panigale, these are both courtesy of Ducati North America. These are actually only on loan to us, so, but you know, we can't get a good picture with these things on. We were on these today, and we have both absolutely fallen in love with both of these bikes. Let's talk about the 2020 Panigale V4, the big BV front end that they've done on this thing. It's just, this bike is just absolutely amazing. I mean, to go from this to this, it's such a different ride, it's such a different feel, but I'm so in home with this V4 motor. This is the reason why we're buying the new Multistrada V4, because I absolutely love the V4 motor. I've loved it ever since 2018 when I very first got on the Panigale V4. The electronics are just superb. Everything about this bike is just so refined and so amazing. I absolutely love it. And the 2021 Ducati V2, this is a bike that I think is sticking around the collection. Although this is on loan from Ducati North America. Again, Alex, thank you very much for the loan of these two bikes. Bogna has fallen in love with this bike today, so much so that she is looking to get one on order ASAP to bring one of the 2021 V2s, basically this exact bike. We're going to look at the white color, but this thing is just stunning. Now, I got an opportunity to run this thing out on track, and for a sport bike, this thing is really amazing. It doesn't really feel like a sport bike. It's not, it's a much more comfortable ride. So just an amazing bike. The 2021 Ducati V2 is most likely coming to the collection, so stay tuned. But let's talk about one last bike we don't have here. Again, the Kawasaki, but we've got another bike on a truck coming here. We are waiting any day from the delivery company. We are taking delivery of another ultra rare. But this time, it is an Aprilia Ultra Rare from 2002. That's all I'm giving you guys. Comment down below if you think you know what it is, but it is something that you guys aren't going to expect. Again, remember how eclectic this collection is. So comment down below if you think you know. It's not what you think, but it is going to be a complete original restore that we're going to do this winter. I've only seen one of these bikes ever in my life. And it is actually the bike that I'm buying. It's from a buddy of mine I saw back in 2003, 2004, when he owned it locally. He moved to Michigan. We got to talking a few weeks ago, about a month ago, and he offered it up to sale for me, and I bought it, and it's on a truck, so stay tuned. But this is the collection, and I thank you guys for sticking around. Huge support, you guys. Thank you so much for watching all the videos. The like button, smash the like button, because the like button is more important. We're very active in the comments. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. The like button, again, more important, but ring that bell notification. But in the comment section down below, feel free to write us some questions, because we are very, very active in the comment section. So much that every single night, when me and Bogdan are unwinding, we actually sit and reply to all of your guys' comments. So make sure you comment down below. Hit us up on Instagram if you guys have any message questions, at CaliMotoTV.com, or that's our web YouTube link, but at Cali Moto TV for Instagram and YouTube, Facebook, excuse me. But if you guys have any questions, you can hit us up. We also have an email, which is linked down below. But thank you guys for sticking around. And we also have some cars. We actually have, so now on the flip side, motorcycles are done. Let's go ahead and spin this thing around, because today is the very first day we actually have all of the vehicles in the driveway. We have the brand new, if you guys haven't seen, 1965 Corvair Corvette. That thing's got a Corvette 350. Bogna's shaking her head. She thinks I'm ridiculous. My very first car, 1965 Corvair. I always wanted a Corvette, and I just took delivery of it yesterday. The Dixon Farm Truck's back. Bogna's other favorite vehicle. If you guys haven't been following that, it's finally back out of the shop, and we were doing some stuff to it. So make sure you follow that. Bogna's dirty but beautiful Infiniti Q60, and of course the Super Beast. So stay tuned, because this winter we kind of shift from motorcycles to the truck and to the cars, so make sure you stay tuned. But with this collection of motorcycles, we sure have a lot to do this winter. So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next video. Make sure you hit that like button, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.